Hey, hey, hey. It is Kim, your over 50 makeup teacher, coming to you today to talk about color and choosing makeup colors that are going to best harmonize with your skin tone. And I will be the first to tell you that up until about a year and a half ago, I was wearing the wrong colors for me. Now, first and foremost, I want to say this before I get somebody else telling me, wear whatever colors you want. Absolutely. You wear whatever colors you love. But there is something about finding colors that truly harmonize with your skin tone. And so there's a lot of things out there. If you Google, like, how do I find out whether I'm cool or warm toned or neutral? Well, there's a whole bunch of different ways. And if a color analysis is not in the cards for you, by the way, and I will tag her when I upload this, all of my lives get uploaded, but I ended up finding a virtual color analysis expert. Her name is Tressie Ann. You can find her at Simply Tressie Ann. She gave me a code, Kim10. You can get $10 off. This is all done virtually. So what I found out after living a lie, I really say that, is that I'm a cool skin tone. I have cool tones. All right. And so what I was wearing before were warm tones, oranges, lots of deep browns, only to find out that those were the wrong colors for me. Here's the tricky part of all of it. I received compliments when I was wearing those colors, okay? Not gonna lie. But after I had my color analysis done, it was like night and day about like compliments, but I could see it in the mirror. Like I could truly see, oh my word, like I just look brighter. All right, I am a summer. Yes, I'm a soft summer. That's what I am. Couple things, they say look at the veins on your wrist. They say think about what colors of metal you look good in. Do you look better in silver or golds? Those sorts of things. But most recently, I was at a conference in Atlanta, and one of the makeup artists who have been in the business for years said she learned from another makeup artist that if you make a fist and you look in between your knuckles, okay, if it is more pink, then you have cooler undertones. If you see more of the blue and purple, okay, so try this method because the veins, they're not always very clear. Like I see some green, I see some blue, I see some olive. So I know that I have some neutral there too, but try this way. If you see more pink, then you might have cooler tones. If you see more blue and green, then you might have more warmer tones. I don't know. Lots of times people will compliment you on specific colors. Think back to those times of like you wear this one certain shirt and you know that people are like going to compliment you because it happens every time. Think about that shirt. And it's not the style of the shirt, it's the color that is making people compliment you. All right, so let's turn this now to makeup. And I want to tell you that I tan so easily. And really, people with cool tones tend to not tan easily. So that's where the neutral kind of comes in. And my Tressie also said, think about if you take your tan away, what color will that be? Because we have overtones and we have undertones. And then my mind was like, oh my gosh, I cannot wrap my head around all of this. The reason that we're talking about this today is because working to find the colors that truly help you look like your brightest self. And I don't mean bright in the sense that like you've got to wear bright, bold colors. That's not what I mean. I mean light you up. All right. It's been really, really helpful for me to be able to learn my colors so that I could go to Goodwill. I can go to Walmart. I can go find a $5 shirt in my color and feel like $1 million. Okay. It's always the best thing to feel good in what you're wearing. And it doesn't have to be the most expensive outfit. You don't want your outfit to wear you. You want to wear your outfit. And that kind of goes along with makeup. So we're gonna walk through colors today. And I'm gonna talk through some things. I'm gonna use my One Compact Makeup System by Saint. And what I've done is I've kind of put some trickaroos in here to see if you can notice, now that I've told you I have cool undertones, to see if you can notice what colors don't belong. All right. So, first of all, these palettes are you can personalize them to you because they're all magnetic. So that's really cool. I'm able to build my compact with all of the colors that are best for me. And I can build a big one or I can build a small one. If you want to keep it simple, you can put just as many as you want into your little compact of choice. They're all different colors and all different sizes. Cute, right? And your whole face can be in here. All of it. So anyway, once I knew what colors that I was a soft summer, I was able to pick and choose those colors that Saint offered to put into my compact. Also, I will do a color match on you, so I'll be able to help you find the colors that are best for you, and all you have to do is send me a selfie. You can just comment match, and like the links will come for everything we talk about today. Anywho, onward. So all of these colors right here are cool or neutral. All right, all of them. That way I know that what I'm putting on my face is exactly the right colors for me, which is so freeing. You know, I used to walk into the drugstore and look at all of the colors. I'll show you this. Like, this was a palette that a company sent to me, and looking at all of these. So this one is actually called Cool Neutrals. So I would be safe in jumping into something like this, as opposed to some of the palettes that you get in the drugstore have a mix of cool and warm. And what you probably do is find yourself gravitating to one or the other. And then you have a palette full of eyeshadows or makeup, and you have two that you use and the rest that you don't, which is why it's kind of cool just to be able to build your own. All right. So this is like foundations, concealers. Yeah, who would have thought that it even mattered what color concealer, whether it was a cool or a warm? It absolutely matters. That's what makes a huge difference as to what it looks like on your skin. Okay, lip shades. If I turn to the next one, these are all lip and cheek shades. Can you see which one does not belong? Meaning cooler tone to you. All right, this is actually a brush cleaning tile. So if you're using eyeshadows, you can rinse your brush off right here in between. All cool. This one actually has blue, red, and yellow in it. This is great for all skin tones. This one is called Renaissance. This guy right here is warm. Okay. It is called Sandstone. Listen, I wore Sandstone all of the stinking time. And I love it. Like, it's gorgeous. But once I started to use the cooler shades and I come back to Sandstone, it's like, oh my gosh, it warmed me up a little bit too much. And I want the colors that I use on my eyes to harmonize with the colors that I use on my cheeks, to harmonize with what I use on my lips. And I look back at old photos when I first became a Saint artist, and I would use pinks on my eyes, we'd get to sandstone on my lips, so I'd have orange and maybe sandstone on my cheeks. Be like, yeah, I'm off. And now I look back at photos and I was like, yeah, it is off. It is off just a little bit. So sandstone is the one that doesn't belong. This bright pink, it actually is right where it needs to be in my color palette. And it's sometimes hard to tell in these tins because they are highly pigmented. So it looks like this. So it's really sheer and it just adds just enough pink. All right, so let's jump in. Let's do some makeup. Oh, let me show you one more thing. So I'm gonna flip over here to my eyeshadows, and these are all pretty, these are all cooler shades. This one kind of borderline. This is, what is this one called? It's not Soulmate, it's called Tawanda. It borderlines warm, but I know what it looks like on the eyes, and it picks up a little pink. So pinks are okay for me. This guy right here, Crimson, way too warm. Now, you know, being creative in your application and mixing maybe with colors that are cooler can help pull some of the warmth out. But I don't only want to talk about cool tones. Like, we're going to talk about warm. We're going to talk about overall just choosing colors that are just going to harmonize with your overall skin tone and your look. So let's jump in right now and let's just do some basic makeup. I did already, and I'm going to do this again. I hydrate before I do anything. This is a balm stick by, it's a Korean beauty product. I absolutely love it. It's great for your lips, great for your nasolabial folds, underneath of your eyes, between your 11s. If you're not hydrating before you put on your makeup, do it. And there's a difference between hydrating and moisturizing, okay? So moisturizing is going to kind of hold in the water that's already in your skin. That's why you use moisturizer as the last step. The viscosity is thicker. It's meant to kind of like, okay, this is, I've done all I need to do. This is going to trap all of it in, okay? Hydrating before makeup is going to help prep your face before makeup, and finding like a balm or something that will help to be able to do that. If you comment the word match, you'll also get the links for everything we're going to talk about today. So I started off there. Now the next thing that I want to do is the only thing I had, because I went to the gym, is I put some mascara on, and that's really it. I don't have anything else on my face. We're going to talk about the order of application here. And so I like to add dimension to my face first, because when you start to add dimension first, everything else kind of wraps itself around the dimension, whether it be with a bronzer or a contour. Okay, contour is cooler and it is meant to add shadowing. Bronzer is meant to add warmth. I like and prefer a warmer contour, but not overly warm. Because why? Because I have a cooler skin tone, okay? But I can get away with a little bit of a warmer because I do have some neutral tones as well. I do tan, that sort of thing. But if you know for sure that you have cool undertones, then you will want a cooler contour. And then you're going to use a bronzer more, probably just to add a little bit of color. All right, so let's do that. Let's just do that. I'm going to start first with this color right here, and it is called Fiji. And it is actually, it's a highlight according to Saint, which is kind of like a foundation shade for dark skinned women. So, I do want to mention that, you know, having your skin in the best condition that it can actually be in will make your makeup game so much better. It might even get to the point where you don't even have to have much of a makeup game. I mean, obviously, if you don't want to wear makeup, don't wear makeup. But when you're finding and investing some extra money in the right skincare, then it will build your confidence to where you feel like you just need less makeup. And if you go to your bathroom vanity and you look at the amount of money that you have put into makeup products themselves, you can probably take that amount and if you would have put it more towards skincare instead of all the makeup products, you would have been able to reduce the amount of makeup products that you continue to buy by a third, okay? Because you just need less. And at the older we get, you need less makeup. So let's go ahead and I'm going to add some dimension. And by the way, if you comment match, you're gonna get also the link to all of the Korean skincare products that have completely transformed my skin. So I put a little bit of contour right on, it's like right on my cheekbone. All right, if I put it down here in the shadow, it's gonna drop my face. So, and then I'm just gonna add a wee little bit right here. All right, and then right here, and then right here. And I do want to tell you, if you're not following me and you are trying to get links, sometimes Instagram won't let you. It's like Instagram rules. They won't let me send the links. It'll keep it hidden from you unless you go up to my picture and click follow or follow me. Otherwise, keeps it hidden. All right, so I just added just a little bit of shadowing there. All right, you can also do that to your jawline. Here I have a little jowl. I'm just gonna pretend it's not there and come straight across, because the idea is to use that shadow to my advantage and to make this little divot, this little dip right here, kind of recede. Shadows can be a woman's best friend. Just so you guys know where I stand, I have had no injections. I don't do Botox. I never have. I've had 2 chemical peels. That was well over a year ago. And since I ended up nourishing my skin at its deepest levels using like more of a holistic skincare, my skin is better than it ever has been. I also, what you'll find here with me is easy ways, non-invasive ways that you can use makeup, easy ways though, in order to better, I don't know, like to maybe disguise some of the things that maybe we're not proud of. And for example, jowls, for example, slimming your nose, for example, maybe making your lips a little bit fuller looking. I don't really have full lips. I don't get filler or anything like that. So and as we get older, our lips start to fold under, right? We think they get thinner, but what happens is they start to fold under. And so anything that can make my lips look more voluminous, without also looking fakey. I like up close makeup, okay? I like to be 3 feet from somebody and not being able to I want somebody to be 3 feet from me and be like, oh my gosh, you look great. And most importantly, I just want to be able to be confident in looking in the mirror at myself, okay? So it's about the overall look. I ended up contouring my hairline, my cheekbones, and my jawline. If I were going to, and I will for you because I want to show you how to do it, I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose. And there is a natural shadow that runs right here and right here. Now, everybody has that. If you have a wide nose and you want to slim it, then you're going to bring your contour to the inside of that shadow, all right? I wouldn't call myself necessarily having a wide nose, but I can tell you that it is getting wider as I get older, and that also is a thing, all right? It's so funny what ends up happening to your body the older that you get. Lips fold under, your nose gets wider. Of course, we have the wrinkles and whatnot. I am definitely in favor of aging. I think it's a blessing. I'm very grateful to age. I want to look the best that I can at whatever current age I am, which by the way, I will be $55 next week. So just so you know where I stand in the whole makeup game, okay? And if that's something that you relate to, then stick with me. You see a lot. You're going to see a lot here and hopefully learn a lot. All right, so I put a little bit of contour. I'm not going to do anything with this just yet. In a minute I am. All right, so now let's talk about color correction. I'm zoomed in. Hope I didn't scare you by zooming in. All right, so I applied my contour. I'll blend it all like once over here in a little bit. I'm going to use a color corrector. I like a salmon pink. This is by a company called Amazing Cosmetics. If you comment the word match, you'll also get this link too, and their code for, I don't remember what the discount is that they give me for you guys, but they do give me one. But I'm only tapping it where I have excess darkness. Most of the time this is blue, okay, that we see. So I'm going to tap it where I see the excess blue, right here, right? And there's a little bit right here. And funny thing, some days I have darker eyes than others, as you probably do too. It has a lot to do with your sleep. It has a lot to do with your nutrition. It has a lot to do with your hydration. It has a lot to do with your stress. So, oh, happy birthday to you. So now that has had a second to be able to sit, I'm just going to take my finger and we're just going to tap and work that in. Now, can you guys see what has happened by me color correcting? Where did the darkness go? However, look how natural it looks, okay? It doesn't look like it's stark white. Sometimes we will take a concealer and be like, I need to cover that darkness. And what ends up happening is you have to use so much product in order to cover the darkness that now your makeup is starting to crease or the darkness just looks gray, okay? But you have to get to the root of the issue. So comment match, you'll get all of the links, guys. You'll get them all. The Saint is coming to the UK in November, we're told. Amen. It's been a minute. We thought it was coming much earlier than that. But, all right, so now here's what's going to happen. I am going to add foundation only where I need it. Now, my foundations that I'm using are a mixture of cool and neutral. Why is that? Because I have cool undertones. I have neutral overtones. Okay, so it looked too orange. Are you putting your foundation over it? Because I'm going to be putting foundation over this. You don't leave a color corrector by itself. You color correct, you get to the root of the problem, and then you take your foundation and you put it over top. All right, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to dive into my foundation. Here's what I love about all of this cream palette is I don't need very much product. I'm going to pounce like this in it. I'm going to feather the product in, but I'm in between seasons right now, right? We're just coming out of summer. We're almost to fall, but we're not to winter. So I'm in between. I have my summer color and my winter color, and I'm just doing this because that's where I am. And having the colors that I need in my compact literally cut my getting ready time just less than half. Like, I mean, it is amazing. Okay, so that means that you have a wrong color corrector. If this one was too orange, and you know that you can purchase this color corrector based off of your skin tone. So maybe your darkness isn't as dark as what you think, and they have one that is light to fair, fair to light. What I use is light to medium. And then if you're a woman of color or you have really dark under eyes, they have one that's medium to dark. Did I say that? Medium to dark, right. All right, this is a Saint brush. It is called the Shape brush. The reason it's black is because they gave me a special one. I don't know, it was like an incentive or something. Now, do you notice I'm filling in, okay? I'm filling in where I don't have any product right now, all right? Y'all, don't forget about your neck, please. We don't want our neck to be one color and our face to be another. This is a product called Seint, Seint. All right, at this point, it's only available in the United States and Canada. It's coming to the UK in November. We're told we're expanding to Australia and to Mexico. And so if you comment the word match, you'll be able to see how it rolls. And you can even, if you're international, sign up to be notified when we go there. All right. But take the principles that I'm teaching and apply it to your own makeup. Okay. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. My goal for you is to leave my lives learning something. Okay. That you currently can do in a minute. Like off the live, I'm going to go try this because Kim told me to try this. All right. First and foremost would be the color correction with a peachy shade. All right. You can do that. Maybe you have a lipstick that's a peachy shade you can try color correcting with until you can get this. It's not sold in stores. No, it might be soon. We are no longer an MLM. Nope. We're no longer an MLM. Which is kind of exciting in a way because we had a lot of people that weren't purchasing because it was an MLM because they thought it was like they didn't like MLM. So now it's an affiliate and you might see it show up in stores. You're going to see it everywhere on the internet. And now all of a sudden everybody wants it. It's strange. It's strange to me. But anyway, I'm an artist for Seint, and they gave power to artists because this is not a product that you can go to the store and buy. Why? Because you have to be color matched, right? You have to have somebody that tells you what colors you wear. And the colors on the internet look nothing like what they do on the skin, which is why you need an artist. All right, so let's move on. I filled in those areas just where I needed to with product, all right? That was what Seint calls it is they call them highlights, but that would be like my main foundation shade, Okay, so I have my contour, my main foundation shade, I color corrected. Absolutely, Julie, just reach out and I'll tell you how you can support me and I can be your artist. All right, so now what's next? We want to bring light to certain parts of our face. So I have this is my cool, it's called Palace. It is my concealer. In Seint World, we call it an accent or a brightening highlight. And that's exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to brighten your face. You can do this with a concealer shade that is 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade. So if you love your foundation and you're like, this is the perfect color for me, go back to the store and find that same brand, same everything in a shade that is 1 or 2 shades lighter. And here's where I want you to place it. Place it right here. Okay, not in the big triangle because this is light for me. All right, if I put this color right here, Palace, if I put that under here, well, it's just gonna, number one, just look like I have these bright white circles around my eyes, but it's also going to accentuate anything else that I have going on. And I have texture, okay? I'm almost 55. I never had anything done to my face. All right, so it's my smile lines, I'm proud of them. They're there, but I don't want to draw attention to them. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put some more right here. I'm bright, so areas that I want to bring forward. And it's the disparity that brings your face to life. Meaning, I have this dark area right here, which is sculpting. And then I have my regular foundation, which is helping to provide coverage. And then I add this brighter color that's going to bring an area forward. All of those things together give you this 3-dimensional look instead of this flat face with some pink cheeks, okay? It adds depth and dimension to your face, and the entire look makes you look polished, okay? Not overdone, but polished. We are in the entire United States and Canada, not Quebec. All right, Where else can I put this accent highlight? Right here. Okay, that's why I wanted to talk about the disparity. So I contoured my nose inside the shadow to kind of slim the nose. All right, and then I put that brighter accent right down the middle. And now I'm just going to take my brush, because that looks ridiculous the way I left it, and we're just going to tap it out. Now, I don't want to completely get rid of the contour. I just want to leave the shadow there. All right, but look how nice that looks. And I can go ahead and blend this. It looks like my skin, right? It looks like my skin. All right, I look like me, only better, maybe. Yeah. So, sticking with the theme for this live, it is finding colors that are going to harmonize with your skin tone. All right. Make sure that you pay attention to the colors that people are complimenting you on when you wear them. Because I was living a lie. I think the hardest thing for me to be able to deal with was black is not in my color palette. Oh, that was hard to take. Now, what I've learned is that I can definitely wear black and wearing black pants all day long, all right? What I need to think about if I want to wear a black blazer is what color underneath can I wear underneath of that black blazer that's going to brighten me, all right? Again, we want to wear our clothes. We don't want our clothes to wear us. And that's the best way that I can describe finding colors that harmonize. We want to wear the makeup. We don't want the makeup to wear us. All right. How do you reduce forehead light? That might mean that you want to add a little bit of a bronzer. Make sure you contour that area. And then if you're talking about shine, that's where a little bit of powder comes in. I can share this. Saint on the 10th of October has this brand spanking new, what do they call it? I got to try it. They call it, this is not what they call it, feather blotting dust. Okay, I love a little bit of a dewy look. I really feel like a dewy look looks healthy. And the minute that you start to apply powders all over the face, they dry down and they accentuate wrinkles, and they can also make your makeup crease a little bit more. Brown spots, that, Kim, would be done with more of color correction, okay? And we didn't talk about this in this live, but in other lives, I talk about toning, okay? When we're talking about toning areas that have dark spots, guys, I'm going to zoom in. I want you to see my dark spots. They're everywhere, okay? Here's how I cover dark spots. Number one, finding a peach color blush, cream blush, will help to be able to, because peach naturally color corrects anything with blue. Many age and sunspots also have blue in them. We don't think of them as blue, we think of them as brown, right? But they actually have blue in them. And then, and using a peach will help those age spots to sit in the background. However, think about toning the area around the age spot. So we often think, okay, I need to cover the dark spots, but what if you used a bronzer in order to darken the light spot? Because what you're saying then is that your skin tone is uneven because we have some dark spots, right? Well, evening it all out might require just a little bit of bronzer on the areas outside of the dark spots that are lighter. I have another live that no, you can do this. You can zoom in and out if you're in Instagram stories too. You just take your fingers and kind of go like that. All right. So now would be a good time to show you this feather blotting dust. Oh my gosh, but it's not available until the 10th. I'm going to take a wee little bit and ever so lightly What I love about this is the word feather kind of gives it away. It's so light and it takes the teeniest bit of shine away, but not all of it. Okay, it just kind of pipes down too much shine. That was called the shape brush. All right, here we go. Let's add color. Okay, since we're all about this whole cool and dark, cool and warm tones. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some color. I'm not gonna add the warm because I'm cool tone. I'm gonna add this color right here, which is called Renaissance. And let me show you what it looks like. You're gonna be like, oh, that looks so dark. But it is more of a burgundy. Now I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna use it. All right, I'm gonna dab, and it's pretty stiff, okay? I'm gonna dab, and I'm gonna place it above my contour from the corner of my eye on up, okay? And I am kind of moving this into somewhat, you might not be able to tell, but in a circular format. That's the way kind of like our skin naturally is in like a circular format. So by putting your blush on this way, it's just going with the natural shape of your skin. Yeah, the shine on your forehead, Sophie, you could use a little bit of that powder there too, for sure. All right, and what I love about cream is you can go in and build your color if you need to. All right. Now, I will be the first to tell you that if you have warm tones, okay, you will want to find some sort of a light peach shade for the apple of your cheek. And if you have cool tones, find something in the pink family for the apples of your cheeks that's really light. And the reason being is that adds youth to your face. I'm not talking about putting a bright pink cheek here at all. I'm talking about a wee little bit. I use the shape brush for everything. But then again, I like a light coverage, Sherry. That's just me, okay? I'm gonna come straight down from the outer ring of my pupil and right there kind of at the very corner where I started Renaissance, and I'm just gonna tap this brighter pink right there, okay? And you can just kind of feather it in. It's not very much product. It's very, very little. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take what I have left over on my brush and carry it over onto this one. Although I forgot to put this one, Renaissance, on this one. Creams are so forgiving. If you apply too much, you just blend it out. If you have something that's too dark, just take a little bit more of your foundation and blend it through it, and it will lighten it up. It's not like powders where you have to figure out how you're going to get that off or how to tame it down without taking a washcloth and completely washing your face. I use Demi a little bit, but mainly I use the Demi colors for blush. For me, the color correction of Demi, especially with this age group, doesn't always cover like most of my clients want it to cover. But with that said, Demi is a color filter. Let me just show you my Demi palette right here. That it only has 10% opacity. So we have some colors in here that you can use a Demi brush and they will help to color correct certain areas. So you can get Saint by commenting the word match, and I can set you up. You'll get links for all this stuff, but I can set you up with a color match. All right, so let's do eyes and then we'll jump back to lips. So I'm gonna flip to my third level here. Guys, if you're only like a 2 or 3 eyeshadow person, then you don't need this big compact. You might need something so much smaller. I can help you find shades that are good for you. When you get a color match back from me, you get a full video. You will also get my favorite combinations of cool neutrals, warm neutrals, and just neutrals. eyeshadows so that you'll know what colors are good for you. Everybody wants neutrals. And then if you're like, Kim, heck with the neutrals, give me some good bold stuff, I can work with you there too. All right, so I'm gonna use a primer first for my eyelids. If you're not using, oh yeah, this compact, it's brand new. I taught a masterclass in Atlanta and they gave me this for teaching the masterclass. It's gonna be coming out. It's just not out yet, but isn't that gorgeous? All right, so I'm gonna take an eyeshadow primer and even out all the discoloration that's on my eyelids. My eyelids get really veiny. All right, this is full transparency. Sigma Cosmetics has sold out multiple times of this color. It is called Persuade. It is by Sigma Cosmetics. Y'all need it. You need it, okay? Sigma has other colors out, but they have more of a frost or a shimmer. This is matte. If you don't like any eyeshadow, but you just want to even out the discoloration on your eyelids, you need it, okay? And I know, it's so frustrating. I reached out to them and I said, how are we doing with the Persuade? And they said, Kim, we're really hoping to get it back in here for the holidays. I'm like, I hope, because you've sold out of it 2 or 3 times, because I keep sharing it and people are loving it. Like, they love it. So that ends up making your eyelids, so it does not, it's not gonna crease. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. It does make it kind of tacky, so you have to decide what you wanna do. I like to take a neutral powder. I'm gonna use this color right here called Pup. Guess what? Pup is cool. All right, it's almost the shade of my sweater right here. It's like a cool pink. If you're looking for a warm neutral, there is a color called Bubba. I know, Julie. Actually, Julie, yes, we have them. These are the palettes that are plastic, okay? They're only one level though. And so I have eyeshadows in it. So yeah, they're not paper. Get this one. I think it's called the Isle palette. You can grab it. All right, so I'm gonna take Pup and I am going to fill it in on my lid, above my crease. I could potentially take it all the way up to my brow. You're so welcome, Julie. All right, and then dip it back into Pup, tap off the excess, and we're gonna do the same thing. If you guys didn't know, because Saint is no longer a direct sales company, it's an affiliate model, you can earn loyalty points. So if you have a customer account, if you don't, reach out, I'll get you the link and you can become my customer so I can work with you directly. But anyway, you can earn loyalty points with your purchases. So dollar for dollar, then you earn points and then you can cash in your points for goodies. Yay, yay. All right, so staying with the same color family, I'm gonna use this color right here, which is called Lullaby. All right, and I'm gonna go in, I'll still go in with the fluffy end. I'm gonna tap in there and tap it off. And then I'm going to place it, there is a little shadow that you can see above my crease, all right? That's where I'm gonna put this darker color and keep my eye open. I have deep set eyes, so I'm really careful about putting too dark of a color directly in my crease, because then that's going to make my gonna make my eyes look even more deep set. All right, so there we go. Look at that. Then I left a little bit of lighter color here, and you will never see me put shimmer here. One sign of deep set eyes is that protruding, kind of that protruding brow bone. And so where you put shimmer is where people are gonna notice, all right? So it makes that area move forward. So I don't want that brow bone, that bone underneath of my brow to jump forward. That will just make my eyes appear more deep set. It will draw more attention to it. And then you just work this in. If you don't have a fluffy brush, try to get a fluffy brush. Okay, and it can take a minimal amount. So this is only 2 shades. All right, it was Pup, which was basically a neutral, cool neutral, and then Lullaby above. And I can take a little bit of Lullaby, flip my brush over to a more dense end or a denser end, and I can pull that right up underneath of my lower lash line, which had mascara on it and still from the gym. All right, so simple. If you're gonna place shimmer anywhere, let me show you this color, which is a little on the warm side, but when I place it over top of Pup, it's going to just give a very little pink hue, okay? If I go in with more product, or if I would place it over top of something warmer, let's say Sedona, Zion, any of those darker colors, it's going to take on a different appearance. But Tawanda is one of those colors that, with it being a shimmer, it gives you some versatility. So it's just common, pretty everyday look that you could take this look from day to night. Okay, nothing drastic. What are we gonna do with some lips? Well, let's talk about lips for just a minute. I'm first gonna make my lips look fuller, okay? And I'm gonna make my lips look fuller by not using too dark of a color on them. If I use reds only, and there's definitely a time and a place for reds. Nothing like a red lip, right? However, if you have small lips and you are wearing red, solid red, then chances are your lips are going to look smaller. So I'm going to use this color. Well, I used this color earlier. It's called Rosewood, if I could find Rosewood. Oh, good Lord, if it were a snake, it'd have bit me. My grandmother used to always say. Okay, this is a color, it is a cool pink, and I'm going to outline my lips on, you guys can see there's a white border. Let's do it. I am not putting a light near my brow line, because the primer did enough light for me. Okay, again, a lot of that has to do with because I have deep set eyes and that brow bone protrudes anyway. Okay, now if you don't have deep set eyes, you could definitely take a matte color and apply it there for sure. All right, and so stopping short here to be able to make my lips look a little bit bigger. Then I'm gonna go in with one of these lighter pinks. Well, let's do this. Let me take a little bit of Renaissance, which was the color, that darker color, and I'll show you how we can take a color that might be a tad on the warmer side, but for the most part, it's good for warm or cool, okay? And I'm just lightly tapping and almost staining, okay? Almost staining my lips, not like lathering a whole bunch. Yeah, matte beige would work, definitely, for sure. All right, and then I'm gonna take this pinky color right here, this bright pink, and I'm gonna place it over top. And I just coat it down. All right, I just cooled that color down. Pretty, yep. I actually want a little bit more color on my cheeks, just a hair. Not a lot, but just a hair. All right, now we're gonna jump in with some illuminator. Do y'all know what an illuminator is? An illuminator is just something that catches the light. Okay, let me put it over here. It's almost transparent, but it does catch the light, However, on mature skin, I want you to pay attention where you're going to place illuminator. The lip liner was Wonder Skin. If you comment the word match, you should, I'm hoping, get the links to everything that I've used. All right, so illuminator, if I smile, these are all these lines right here. I want to avoid that area, right? But I want to put it high on my cheekbone where there is no lines, okay? So it's just going to pick up the light. It's not something that necessarily you should see. I hope that makes sense. It's one of those little nuances that you can add to your makeup routine that when you're standing in the sunlight or you're standing next to somebody and they glance over, it just kind of picks up the light. It's not something you want to be shine all over the place, okay? I know what you're talking about as far as the beige lip liner. So let me show you this trick. All right, guys, I have lip lines right here. I don't smoke. I was a teacher, as a public school educator for 25 years. I drank through a straw. I whistled a lot in my classroom. Who knew? Who stinking knew that this was not good to drink out of a straw and to whistle? I don't care. I'm not giving that up. However, I want to show you a way that you can distract from this. And I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. This is like, it is a flesh tone liner. It's actually eyeliner, okay? I'm going to go ahead and place it just above this looks like that milk commercial, but calm down. I'm going to show you what it's going to do. All right. And now we're going to tap it out. Such a great trick. So not only does it distract from your lip lines are still there. Okay, so it's not getting rid of them. Everything that I show you is not getting rid of your wrinkles, your dark circles. They're still there. They're less of a distraction. So let's just take it at that. And there's so many people that, can you recommend makeup that will get rid of my wrinkles? No, there's not a makeup on the planet that is going to do that. This is about learning techniques in order to look like your best self, okay? This is about having your overall look polished and to draw the eye away from those distractions that you think people are looking at. And in all honesty, they're not. You are. Because what do we do as women? We're so overcritical of ourselves, for real. And when you can use makeup to just look like you're like yourself, only better, and it helps to build your confidence and just overall look like a better, more youthful you'll feel better in the long run anyway. So hopefully you'll stick with me. If you didn't click follow so any links you will actually see, because if you don't follow me, Instagram may hide the link and then you're going to be like, Kim, you never sent it to me, when I really did. You guys have been awesome. I hope that you have learned something today. I am going to take my beauty blender and I'm just going to do one little once over. And this would be like, especially if you're a beginner with cream products, you're going to want to do this. This beauty blender is by a company called Stands Out. And it doesn't need to be damp, but most other beauty blenders you want to run underwater, squeeze them out in a towel, and then do this. It will pick up any excess and you will be less prone to creasing that way. You guys have been awesome. I hope that you've learned a little something today. All right. My name is Kim. I'm your over 50 makeup teacher. Have a wonderful weekend. See you soon.